Good morning, children. Hope you are all safe at home. In today's chemistry class, we see how to balance the chemical equations. So there are 5 steps in this. Step 1, you have to count all the atoms in each side of the equation. Example, sulfur 8 plus oxygen 2 gives rise to SO2. So on LHS, S is equals to 8, oxygen is equals to 2, sulfur on RHS, sulfur is equals to 1, oxygen is equals to 2. Now it is not balanced. So sulfur is 1, but sulfur is 8 on LHS. How to see step 2 now? Whenever you want to add a number, you have to add in the coefficient side. Nearby coefficient, not on the suffix. Not on the suffix. So we have to count now. Already you know sulfur is 8 on LHS, oxygen is 2. Sulfur is 1 on RHS, oxygen is 2. So first we balance the sulfur because oxygen is 2 and 2. They are same. So let us start with sulfur. So to make 1 as 8, you should multiply 8 in the coefficient place. 8 in the coefficient. So now here you get 8 right there as a coefficient of sulfur. 1 into 8 is equals to 8. Now sulfur became 8 and 8. But at the same time oxygen, you see, it became 16. 2 8s are 16. Now oxygen to be balanced because oxygen is 2 on LHS. So coefficient 2 8s are 16. So 2 into 8 is equal to 16. Now see, LHS, sulfur 8 8, RHS 8 and oxygen 16 and 16 on both sides. It's a balanced chemical equation. Next, step 3. Only the coefficients you have to multiply, not the suffix. That's very important. Now take another equation. Hydrogen 2 and oxygen 2 on LHS and hydrogen 2, oxygen 1 on RHS. Now to balance hydrogen, you multiply with the 2. Therefore 2 2s are 4. Hydrogen became 4, but at the same time oxygen became 2. 1 2s are 2. Now both oxygens 2 and 2. But hydrogen is 2 on LHS. It's very simple. 2 2s are 4. Therefore 2 into 2 is equals to 4. Hydrogen on both sides 4 and 4. Oxygen 2 and 2. So it is balanced. Step 4. Now next example. We deal with polyatomic ions. Here you see CaSO4 plus NaNO3 gives rise to CaNO3 twice plus Na2SO4. Here SO4NO3 are polyatomic ions. How to deal with that? Take that polyatomic as single element. Now we see calcium 1 on LHS, 1 on RHS. SO4 take a single element, 1 on even tell reactant side, and SO4 1 element on product side. Sodium 1 and RHS 2. NO3, LHS 1, RHS 2. Now you see how to multiply. NO3 became 2 here on RHS. So what shall we do? We will multiply in the coefficient 2 for nitrogen, nitrate and sodium. Now 1 2s are 2. So nitrate become equal. At the same time sodium also became 1 2s are 2. Now see, all the elements are balanced. Number of atoms on each sides are equal. Now we go for the next one. CH4 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O. Carbon 1, hydrogen 4, oxygen 2. Carbon 1, oxygen 2, hydrogen 2, one more oxygen. Therefore, you have to write that oxygen also. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now it is not easy to balance 2 and 3. Okay. So what we shall do, we will multiply with the hydrogen. 2 2s are 4. Now you see LHS, RHS, hydrogen same. But at the same time oxygen 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Now 2 table to make 2 as 4 is easier. So LHS in the coefficient place multiply with the 2. So 2 2s are 4. Now all the elements on reactant side and product side are equal. Now next example, C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O. First you write LHS and RHS. Then write down all the elements there. On both the sides, write down the elements. And we know C means carbon. Then H means hydrogen, O means oxygen. Same elements will be present on the right side also, CHO. Now write the number of atoms present on left side. Carbon how much? 3. Carbon 3. Hydrogen 8. Oxygen 2. Again carbon 1. Oxygen 2. Hydrogen 2. Here 2 and here 1. Oxygen is 3. Now you have to balance. So here carbon 3, carbon 1. So what shall we do? We multiply on RHS. In the coefficient place 3. Now 3 carbon. Carbon became 3. Oxygen became 6. So 1 made it as 3. 3 carbon. At the same time oxygen became 3 2s are 6. Okay, now carbon is balanced. Now we go for hydrogen. Here 2. Okay, so you know 2 table. It is easy to make 8. 2 4s are 8. Multiply only in coefficient. 2 became 8. How? We multiplied with 4. At the same time see oxygen 4. So already 6 oxygen is there plus 4 oxygen. It became 10 at last. 10. Now we have to balance. Balancing will be easier. Carbon 3 and 3. Hydrogen 8 and 8. But oxygen 2 make it 10 means 2 5s are 10. So multiply in coefficient. 2 became 10 by multiplying with 5. Now all the elements are equal. It's a balanced chemical equation. We go for the next equation. So LHS, RHS. Fe2O3 plus Al gives rise to Fe plus Al2O3. Iron, oxygen, aluminium. Same way you write. Iron, oxygen, aluminium. Write down in the same order how you wrote LHS. So here iron, how many? 2. Oxygen 3. Aluminium 1. Here iron 1. Oxygen 3. Aluminium 2. Okay, now we balance. We go for iron first. 2 multiply in the coefficient place because we need iron 2 on right side. Now go for 3 3. It is balanced already. Now aluminium, you know how to make 1 as 2. Multiply 1 into 2 in the coefficient place. So 1 became 2. Now 2 2, 3 3, 2 2. So it is balanced. Next NaOH plus H2SO4 gives rise to Na2SO4 plus H2O. Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives rise to sodium sulfate and water. Write down the elements as usual. Sodium, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur. Oxygen is already present. Same way you write on RHS. Sodium, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur. Now get the atoms. Number of atoms Na 1. Oxygen here 1, here 4. Therefore totally 5. Hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, 3. Sulfur 1. Here Na 2. Oxygen is 4 plus 1, 5. Hydrogen 2. Sulfur 1. Now if you take sodium, you multiply with the 2 in the coefficient place. Therefore 2 into 1, 2 Na. Correct? But at the same time see oxygen, it became 2. Correct? And 2 plus 4. How much now it became? 6. Then see the hydrogen, it became 2. 2 plus 2, 4. It was 3, but now it became 4. Now taking oxygen 6 and 5, it's a bigger number to multiply. And it will be a big number you will get, but that may not be appropriate here. So we go for the next one. We will keep oxygen aside. Last we will balance it. Now hydrogen 4 on LHS, 2. You can make 2 as 4. 2 2s are 4. 2 2s are 4. Now see here oxygen. Oxygen became 2. Already 4 oxygen is there and 2 oxygen, it becomes 6. Now you see it is balanced. So you have to go like that. So now all elements on LHS and RHS equal. Example, the next example, KClO3 gives rise to KCl and oxygen. Potassium chlorate gives rise to potassium chloride plus oxygen. The elements are K, potassium, chlorine, oxygen. On LHS side, K is 1 and chlorine 1 but oxygen 3. Here K 1, Cl 1, oxygen 2. Now both are equal. Potassium and chlorine are equal. Only oxygen we will multiply. So what we do, 2 2s are. If you take, it will become tedious. 3 you cannot make it as 4. 4 is not in 3 table. So what shall we do now? We make 2 in the LHS. So it becomes 6 now. And now it is easy for us to make 3 2s are. So in simple, 3 and 2 comes, take LCM. LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. Therefore 2 KClO3 gives rise to KCl plus 3O2. Okay, now potassium became 2, chlorine also became 2. So come to the right side, it is 1. How to make it as 2? 1 into 2, 2. Multiply in the coefficient. So now potassium became 2, chlorine also became 2. Now 2 to 6, 2 to 6. All the elements are equal on both sides. So thank you children. So repeat these equations once again.